Hello, and welcome to Business Focus, produced by the Greater Reston Chamber of Commerce. My name is Angela Inzerillo with Impact Business Solutions, and I'm privileged to be your host as we highlight some of the great work our local businesses are doing in the area. Welcome to March. First up, Mr. Charles Kapur, the president of the Chamber, here to talk about the Chamber's Public Policy Committee and the current issue that they are spearheading on behalf of the business community. Next up, Mr. Eric Zutler and Monika Taylor from Recovery Program Solutions of Virginia, sharing the amazing work that they are doing to support adults with mental health, substance abuse, and homelessness issues in Northern Virginia. You're definitely going to want to hear all about what they're doing. And finally, Matt Rackiewicz with the St. James coming to the Reston Town Center. Let's go meet them. So for my first guest, please welcome Charles Kapur, President and CEO of the Greater Reston Chamber of Commerce, here today to talk to us today about the Chamber's Public Policy Committee. Great. Mr. Kapur, welcome.
Thank you very much. Glad to be back.
Yeah, I was going to say you're becoming a regular on the show.
I hope that's okay. I hope there's not a revolt against that.
No, not at all. You know, we like to bring the experts aboard, and no, this is really, really great and timely. Yeah, so I'm very excited to share with our audience the fabulous work that the Chamber and our partners do in public policy. As we members who are not as involved, this is our silent benefit, right, of Chamber membership. So yeah, why don't you tell us a little bit more about, the primary focus of the committee?
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. So our Public Policy Committee, and really it's just a great opportunity for a lot of our organization, community, and business leaders to get together. And it helps the Chamber continue to maintain those relationships with our local, our state, our federal leaders. And that level of communication ongoing is really, really important because, as those folks at whatever level of government they're involved with, and they're making decisions on laws and policies and procedures, those have a lot of impact on small businesses in the area. So we want to make sure that our small businesses, their voices are heard and are taken into consideration when those folks that we elect are out there doing their jobs.
Yeah, well, thank you. We appreciate it on behalf of the small business community and actually all of our members. Very true. And I know you just came back from Richmond too. So meeting with all of them, that's great, that relationship. And they want to hear from us. We are such a high representation of the constituents that it's really important that they hear directly from us.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and we'll talk more about who's part of it. But who are some of the folks that are part of the committee that help support the group?
Yeah, I mean, our committee, if you've been to a chamber committee or council, it's always a pretty eclectic group, right? And our public policy is no exception. I mean, we've got folks that work in government relations or government affairs for their companies. These could be folks that are involved with real estate or working for trade associations in the healthcare community. But we also have nonprofit folks that are on our team, law firms that are represented. And really, we just, every once in a while, we'll have a few members that may not necessarily play a direct role in government relations, but they're interested in what's going on and they want to know because, again, these things that we're discussing, it's ultimately going to impact everything from how your small business is taxed, how it's regulated, zoning issues, if you have an office space or, if you've got employees, all of these things are going to impact you. And so, if you're a business owner or operator, you want to be informed of what's being done to impact you.
Yeah, if you have a say, again, the chamber is welcoming to be part of their voice too. So what are the current issues? I know it's the usual, right? Traffic and healthcare and small business issues, but what are the current key issues that we're addressing? Well,
from a state level, there's some key things that we're always mindful of and we're always going to talk to our General Assembly about.
Yeah.
It's always a couple of big things that we're always talking about is maintaining Virginia's right to work
Okay.
This is a big part of the reason why we've had the economic success that we've had, is because we make it easy for businesses to come and bring their employees here to Virginia.
Yes.
We always want to make sure that laws continue to maintain and preserve Virginia's right to work status. And we're always talking about changes to tax policy. And then as far as our region goes, making sure that Northern Virginia has access to the type of infrastructure and transportation improvements, whether that's our roadways or our mass transit systems, making sure that our employees can get to and from as they need. And then we're also working with our state leaders on issues that are important for our workforce, like affordable housing. And what are we doing as far as programs that are designed to help us with our economic recovery as we come out of a post-COVID slowdown?
Yeah.
And then locally, there's a host of issues. Most prominently right now, I and several members of the chamber have been part of an ongoing process working with our local Hunter Middle District supervisor on a review of Reston's comprehensive plan. We've been part of a nearly 2-year-long task force and have led some public outreach most recently. And the goal is that we will have recommendations for changes to the comp plan that will be presented to the Fairfax County Board of Supervisors later this fall.
Oh, nice. So these issues, are they somewhere where people can access it fairly easily?
There are. So every year the chamber puts out a document that outlines our public positions on a variety of issues statewide and local, and that's available on our website. We also partner with a couple of neighboring chambers of commerce, our Loudoun and our Dulles chambers of commerce, to form a coalition. And those shared priorities are also listed on the public policy page of our website. And then we also have access and information regarding the task force that I've been a part of. That is available on the Hunter Middle District Supervisor's website. You can have access to past meeting agendas, links to his YouTube channel for all of his recorded sessions, and then as well as a copy of those interim recommendations, and they're available there.
So talk a little bit more about the chamber partnership. You mentioned Loudoun and you mentioned Dulles.
Yeah, so for the last 10 years now, we've been partnering with those folks because in our mind, the ability for us to be able to go down to Richmond and talk to members of the General Assembly, not as just one chamber of commerce representing one district and one set of members, but we come down as a coalition and we're a much more significant representation of a large geographic area of Northern Virginia businesses and citizens.
Yep.
So when we can come together as 3 different jurisdictions and can find common ground on a set of issues, then we have that much more power in being able to, and it streamlines the conversation with those legislators, because we can come together as one branded group and say, here are the important issues that impact businesses throughout, from everywhere from Loudoun County all the way through Western Fairfax. And we found great success in that. We partnered with a longtime chamber member who has helped us with some of those direct lobbying for functions. So
important. Yeah, those relationships.
And over the years, we've all been able to develop not just relationships with the senator and delegate that covers our district, but with folks throughout the state, because they may touch on and sit on different committees that are important to us.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. Well, this is great and a little tidbit to tell everybody a little bit more about what we're doing, because it's a lot and a lot of people don't know about it. So this is really important to share what we're doing. What's the best way for folks to kind of learn more and get involved?
Yep. So if you go to our website, under the chamber tab, there is a public policy page. You can find out more about all of those public positions. And our public policy committee meets on the second Friday of every month. And any chamber member is free to participate. It is, like you said, it is one of those silent benefits of chamber membership. It's not as in your face as a networking mixer, but it definitely has impact. So we'd love to have thought leadership of anyone that's interested in participating.
Well, I totally appreciate it. Yeah, and we'll make sure that the information's on the page as we record this. So thank you, Charles. Yeah, and I know those meetings are probably still in person or hybrid yet.
Yeah, we're working on a hybrid scale, and we'll figure out the best way to be able to transition to full in person. That'll come soon.
Yeah, it's coming soon. Things are happening. Woohoo! All right. Well, it's always fabulous to see you, and I look forward to seeing you soon. Thank you for being here.
Thank you, Angela. Pleasure as always.
Thank you. Please welcome my next guest from Recovery Program Solutions of Virginia, board member Eric Zutler, and Director of Outreach and Development, Miss Monika Taylor.
Hi, everyone.
Welcome, 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 welcome. How are you guys?
Doing well.
Good.
Great. You nailed that name, by the way. I know you were nervous about getting that right. You did great.
I'm not saying it again.
Let's see if you can get the acronym down.
It is. It's awesome. So we're going to be talking a little bit more about it before you change the name and learn a little bit. But no, I appreciate you guys being here. I absolutely love learning more about the organization and you guys particularly and how involved you are in the community. So I'm thrilled to bring this to the community and to our members. So welcome. So why don't you tell us about RPSV, Recovery Program Solutions of Virginia?
Great job, Angela. Thank you so much for the opportunity to be here and to share about our wonderful organization. We've been around since 2011, and our role is to support adults with mental health, substance use, and homelessness issues. We have 5 centers around Northern Virginia, including in Reston on Cameron Glen Drive. And at our centers, we provide a variety of services. Primarily, we focus initially on basic needs because we found that people with who are hungry or who need a place to stay, the last thing they're going to worry about is recovery. And so we focus on feeding people first. Food insecurity is a huge part of the work that we do. And then when people are more stable, then we encourage them to take advantage of our other groups. We have individual and also group support, which is a really important part of what we do, peer support. Additionally, we do connecting people to services in the community, like if they need healthcare and things of that nature. And we also have a computer lab and a lot of other different services, resumes, building and employment services, and on to hopefully encourage people to move forward and to seek out recovery.
What a great program and level of services. We'll talk a little bit more about that too. So Mr. Eric, how about yourself? What, from your perspective, tell us about RPSV and even why did you decide to become a board member?
Yeah, and I think Monika and these fine folks at RPSV are going to give me a whole lot more credit than I feel like I deserve. But I think what really stood out to me is they sort of champion themselves as peer to peer, right? So people that have been through it, have gone through it, sometimes they're even going through it, and they're there to connect with these folks and show them that it's okay to admit that you're struggling or that there's a problem, because prior to this interview kicking off, we were kind of spitballing a little bit back and forth, and Monika said something about for folks in a lot of different these recovery centers, right? They're very white coat, they're very buttoned up, they're very clinical, very matter of fact. And for me, my connection to this was with my older brother, who I recently lost. And he always said that he felt like he was being looked down at, right? And he never really truly felt like the people there cared about him, that it was a job. And so, when Monika mentioned that a lot of what they have in their staff are people that have been through it, going through it, or what have you. It said to me that that's what better way to connect with somebody than with somebody who can literally relate to exactly what you're going through. So, that's kind of what drew me to them. What I do for them is community outreach. So whether that's either finding people and building that trust in them that they can reach out to me directly for the help, or finding folks who believe in their mission statement and want to give back and help in some other way.
Well,
right,
I'm sure, you bring a tremendous value that you probably don't even realize how valuable it is. So thank you for what you do. I certainly know in talking with Monika here, she appreciates it. So
absolutely.
Yeah. And like you said, you've got a tie to it as well. So there's that passion and understanding, which is so critical. So Monika, what do you think is the greatest value that you guys bring to the community? There's so many different, services.
It really, that's really a hard question to answer. I think our greatest value is empathy. And as Eric just spoke about, people who are in crisis, often feel alone. And our mantra is recovery is possible. Just reach out, because when people realize there's a venue, it really changes the paradigm, and it helps people to realize, okay, I've got this. And you're in a peer support group with other people who have gone through exactly what you're going through. 100% of the people that work at our centers or online are all people in recovery. So we are who we serve is our tagline, and it really is the truth.
And how do people receive your guys' services?
We are a barrier-free organization. So you don't need a referral. You don't need insurance. You can literally just walk into our centers or join us online.
Oh, wow. And you said the center, I know the centers, and we'll put the website up there too. Mm-hmm. There's 5 locations, right?
Right. There's 5 centers around Northern Virginia.
Well, the audience that's watching is a combination, obviously, of folks in businesses in the community, individuals. So how can people, individuals or companies get more involved with you guys?
So we are like most nonprofits. We always love volunteers. We have a lot of volunteer opportunities, both in person and also virtual. We also welcome in-kind donations, because as a nonprofit, just like every nonprofit, we welcome, right now we're literally doing a canned vegetable drive, because we want to be able to feed our folks. We feed them every single day, and we want to be able to provide healthy alternatives. And of course, financial support is always welcome, but what we want to partner with folks. We want them to, certainly support us. But also the most important thing I think you can do on top of everything else is tell people about our services, let them know they're available, because we are a best kept secret, and we really want people to come and take advantage of our centers. And actually the center in Reston is one of our busiest centers, because there's a terrific word of mouth thing happening out there. Folks will tell other people, but we always need more folks at our centers.
Absolutely. So there's a ton of volunteer opportunities, and we'll make sure that we post, the website information and the contact information. And Eric, I think, even if people wanted to reach out, would you be open to that? Because again, and being in your, your other job, I guess you're, the one that puts food on the table, right? I think.
Yeah. And I just think that, to sort of expand on what she said, or really dovetail, I'm not sure what cliche phrase you want to use, but like empathy, man, it's empathy. It's understanding that, these folks have good intentions. These folks want to get better. They want to be better. They want to contribute, but they're just scared in a lot of cases to admit to someone what they're dealing with. Of
course.
And it's an unfortunate situation. And so, look, if they want to come directly to me and they just need someone to talk to, or what have you, and maybe I see that they could be a candidate or have some, there's services that RPSV can offer to them, then great. I want to guide them in the right direction. And if that's not what they want either, that's fine too. There's no pressure, there's no judgment, there's no anything. So, I always tell folks, I have a shoulder to cry on, an ear to listen.
And you mean
I'm always happy
You're
to help
genuine, and you mean it. And I love 100%. That about, I'm so glad we had the opportunity to highlight the organization, and you guys specifically. You're clearly passionate about it, and you clearly have some great services out there for the community. And, coming out of COVID, and we've been talking about this a lot, right? The mental health space. So having your services and support groups and peer-to-peer, which really differentiates you, is so critical and important. So as we wrap up, as I always say, time flies. We'll make sure your contact information is here. But, Monika, why don't I think you said recovery is possible. What's your slogan?
Yeah, just reach out. Recovery is possible. Absolutely.
And our RPSV is here for you.
Absolutely.
Yeah, cool.
And I think you made it through, Monika, without a single tear.
Don't get her started. We're talking about your brother. It really, I held back, but yeah. It's a beautiful story, and thank you for sharing that so openly.
Yeah,
for sure.
Thank you both, and I look forward to seeing you in person very, very soon.
Thank you, Angela. Thank you, everybody.
Thanks, Angela.
My pleasure. Take care.
Take care.
So for my next guest, please welcome Matt. All right, Matt, you're going to have to help me with this one.
Rackiewicz,
right? The general manager of the St. James Reston. Welcome, Matt. How are you?
I'm great. Thank you so much. I'm really happy to be here today.
I did practice it, but I was like, no, I'm going to ask him for his help. It's just much easier.
That's okay. I've definitely had more practice with the last name than you have. So
don't worry, I'll master it soon enough. Well, anyway, welcome. Glad you could be on the show today.
Thank you. I'm really glad to be here.
Yeah, we're so excited for the St. James to come to Reston. So yeah, tell us, how did you come to the St. James? Like, what's a bit about your background? How did you get here?
Oh, thanks for asking. So I've been in the fitness industry for about 15 years now. I have a bachelor's degree in exercise science from Marymount University in Arlington. I'm a native of Fairfax County, so I'm from this area. I've worked in the fitness industry for quite some time as a personal trainer, personal training manager, and now I'll be the general manager of the St. James Performance Club coming to Reston Town Center.
A performance club, very, very good. And that's different than the one down in Springfield, right?
It is different than the one at Springfield. So the St. James was a startup company that opened back in 2018 with our very large Springfield location, which is about 450,000 square feet.
Oh my gosh.
And the main focus of the St. James is around performance and sports performance. And so what we're doing is we're taking that DNA and we're bringing it here for a performance health club, which will be a 25,000 square foot health club right in the heart of Reston Town Center.
Very, very nice. So yeah, so tell us a little bit more about the facility.
Yeah, so it is, as I mentioned, 25,000 square feet. It's going to be located at One Freedom Plaza on Freedom Drive. And it's going to have the latest equipment from Technogym, the world leading fitness equipment manufacturer.
Cool.
We're going to have large turf areas for functional training. We're going to have a cafe that we're bringing in, which is going to have grab and go food options, healthy smoothies. And we're also going to be offering group exercise classes as well as personal training.
Awesome. Oh, I mean, it is ideal, especially being, the heart of the town center.
Absolutely.
And like I said, a little bit different than your Springfield facility, but this is ideal and it's perfect. So tell me a little bit more about like who your members and your clients are, like, and how do you guys uniquely help them as a sports facility? Because you're in a pretty competitive industry, right? So
we are in a pretty competitive industry. And I would say that really it's kind of an ambiguous response. I would say anybody could be a member, really. And so it's people who have high expectations about their fitness experience.
Yeah.
And so we're bringing a high level, a premium touch to hospitality and customer service. And so we want to make sure that we're curating the fitness experience to each individual. When new members sign up, we offer them 4 complimentary starter sessions, which are personal training sessions. So we can really help each member to curate the experience to their fitness goals rather than just trying to be the fastest or trying to be the strongest or trying to be the skinniest, because those are somewhat archaic goals. So we're trying to help everybody be their best. And the best is something different for everybody. Mm-hmm. And so that's what we're here at Reston Town Center to help people accomplish.
Yeah,
we want to be the center of the community for active and health-minded people.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I mean, if you don't have the accountability and if you don't, it's one thing to have the equipment and it's one thing to have the facility and be there, but having the right person who understands that mindset, who is willing to participate in that environment. So I believe there's something for everyone, right? And I believe that you guys are bringing a higher caliber of fitness that's sustainable.
Yeah, we feel that way too. And so looking to have premium fitness equipment that works, looking to hire the best trainers in the region, the best group exercise instructors, offering classes at varying times so that everybody has that accessibility. Yep. We're looking to bring all of that here at the town center.
So more about the programming. So you're going to have group classes, individual classes. What else is going to be there for people to use?
So included with your membership, you have, we're aiming to start with 70 group exercise classes per week. And that would range from cycling to yoga to Tabata classes to boot camp style classes, and everything in between. And so we're working on building that schedule out now. And that's, as I mentioned, all included with the membership. We're hiring personal trainers that you can hire additionally if you wanted to get some more personalized coaching. And so that's something that we'll have available. As I mentioned earlier, we have a cafe. And so we're going to have, nutrition is such an important part about accomplishing your fitness goals. And I've always heard the mantra, you can't out exercise a poor diet. So definitely making sure we're providing the food that is conducive to accomplishing those goals. And we're going to have a really well-trained staff who are going to be experts in the fitness industry, who can answer any questions about the equipment, help to establish workout routines and plans to help people accomplish their goals, and just make it very easy to be successful.
Well, and it's also, I like the cafe idea, but it's also a little bit of a social environment too. So it's community, and it fits right into what the community is about, what Reston's about, what the chamber is about. So,
Definitely.
I love that aspect as well.
I think coming out of a global pandemic, we're all craving to be around people. And on top of that, exercise, it helps to prevent so many illnesses that make us susceptible to something like COVID.
Yeah.
And so being able to get everybody out and active is essential to, living a healthy lifestyle.
Well, thank you for what you do. So yeah, as we wrap up here, because as I always say, time flies by. Why'd you guys join the chamber? Because again, I was talking about being involved in the community, but it's just such a great part of your business plan. What brought you to the Reston Chamber?
So as we were moving into the town center, we realized what a tight-knit community it is here in Reston, and everybody seems to know everybody else. And so we thought, what better way to get integrated into the community than to join the Reston Chamber? And so we found the chamber to be very active compared to some of the chambers that we've seen in our various careers on our end. And so I went to one event and I knew that this was a chamber that we needed to join. And the networking opportunities and the community building opportunities are abundant. And so it was a no-brainer for us to join.
Yeah, and the businesses are going to be ideal. I'm sure you guys have got some special deals going on for individuals or maybe even corporate. So yeah, what's the best way for people to get in touch and meet with you? Because you're right now you've got like a center, so a walk-in. Yeah,
we're currently located on Market Street. And so if anybody wants to sign up, they can come check us out. We have renderings of the club. We have some virtual renderings. You can take a 3D tour on your smartphone. And you can also call. If somebody wants to call and get more information, they can call us at 703-594-8499. And that's the pre-opening studio office number. And so you can call and get more information. We are offering founding member rates, and they're changing as we get closer to the opening date. And so the sooner you sign up, the lower the rate that you get to lock in with us.
Yeah. So call them today, get your great rate and be a part of this when they start. It's going to be amazing. I can't wait to attend. And I know I'm sure we'll have some sort of chamber mixer there where we can all go and check out the facility.
Absolutely. We would love to do that.
Yeah. I'm going to come visit you and get one of those bags. It's probably a sign up bag, right? Okay.
They are sign up bags. Once you sign up, you get this cool swag so you can start rocking the logo.
Exactly. People love the swag. Well, Matt, fabulous to have you on the show. Great to see you again.
My pleasure.
I look forward to seeing you again at an event coming up. And you guys said you're slated for what? End of April?
We're aiming for, we've been saying the spring. Really, we're aiming for towards the end of April, beginning of May as a start time. And we'll communicate that more directly with our members as we get closer to opening.
Awesome. Again, great seeing you. Say hello to your lovely wife for me.
Thank you. Great seeing you too. Say hi to your husband.
I shall. See you soon.
All right. Bye.
Bye. Well, there you have it. Another fabulous business focus produced by the Greater Reston Chamber of Commerce. Thank you to my fabulous guests for stopping by and chatting with us today and sharing their great stories. Charles Kapur and the Public Policy Committee over at the Chamber, Eric and Monika, and all the great work you guys are doing at Recovery Program Solutions of Virginia. And of course, Matt Rackiewicz with the St. James. We're so excited for you guys to come into town and see you soon. Take care, everybody. See you next time.